Hello my crafty friend, welcome to this video where I am going to show you how to make this beautiful 3D butterfly. Here in my notebook.x. First thing that you have to do is to import your butterfly to canvas. Then we are going to duplicate the same image 4 times. I would recommend you to change colors between layers to avoid getting confused. We are going to do our second layer smaller than the first one. Small enough so we can see part of the wings of the layer below. We will use the head of the butterfly as a reference of where to locate each piece. The last 2 layers must be smaller than the one below, but must have the same size each other. Keep using the head of the butterfly as a reference. Once we have all of our 4 pieces together, we will click on the layer in the background and we are going to deselect all the cuts for this shape. We will repeat this process with our second and third layer, but not for the layer in the front. In this part, I wanted to change the size of the butterfly to make it smaller, so I grouped all the layer together to be able to change the size. You can avoid this step if you don't want to change the size of your project. Once I had the size that I wanted, I ungrouped the layers and organized them with enough space to cut different colors at the same time. In my case, I want the first and last layer to be gold and the second and third one to be different colors. When we are ready to cut, we will have to unite the layers to do everything in the same cut. Then we are ready to start cutting. Once you have the image of your mat in the Cricut program, take it as a reference of where to place your cardstock. For this project, I will be using this cardstock paper from Michaels. I will leave the links of all materials in the caption. I will also use the same type of cardstock in other colors. These are just leftovers from previous projects. Once I cut all the pieces, I place them based on the preview of my mat in the Cricut app. Since I don't have the roll tool, I am just using a paint glove to not leave any fingerprints on the foil cardstock. These are all the colors that I will be using, and I made sure that all my butterflies had enough space among each other. Now let's cut. Fortunately, the Cricut app has a setting for the type of cardstock that I bought. So I just clicked on that setting and this is how the butterflies came out of the oven. The next step is a test for patience. I made this a time lapse, but it took me some time to take all the butterflies, especially the one on top because of all the detail. I will recommend you to pick a model that has thick antennas. Mine broke because they were too thin. But it's okay, the butterfly is still beautiful. Once we have them all cut, it is time to assemble our project. Remember to keep using the head as a reference to stick all the layers together and start with the 2 layers at the front. Since we will use hot glue for this project, my recommendation is to use just a little and try to spread it with the metal part of the hot glue gun. For the edges of the first layer, I recommend you to use the least amount of glue that you can. In my case, I only used the excess of glue in the metal part of my hot glue gun. I speeded up the video a little, but please take your time to stick all the pieces together. Promise you it will give you better results. Once you've finished with your first 2 layers, the rest is just to stick the other butterflies together and bend the wings to the front to give this beautiful 3D effect. And you are finished! Thank you for following this tutorial. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Please leave me in the comments your opinion about this butterfly and other projects that you would like me to try. Thank you so much for watching. Have fun with your crafting.